I thought I was doing the right thing, I told myself as I booked her the trip. She deserves this. She'll come back happier, closer to me. That's what I believed. But when she returned, the first thing she said wasn't, "I missed you." It was, "I've never felt so alive." Alive? From what? From who? And the way she looked past me, smiling at her phone instead of my eyes. That's when I knew. Did I just send my wife into the arms of another man? My life wasn't glamorous, but it was steady. I worked hard, paid the bills, and came home every evening to what I thought was a marriage built on trust. We argued sometimes about money, about how little time we spent together, but deep down I believed she was my partner, my safe place. Christiana had been struggling for months, though. I could see it in the way she sighed at the smallest things, how she moved through the house like her soul was somewhere else. One night at dinner, she barely touched her food. "I'm just tired," she whispered. That's when I thought of the trip. A retreat, a week away by the coast, where she could relax and recharge. She needs this, and maybe we need this. I wanted to be the husband who noticed, who cared enough to act. When I gave her the tickets, she wrapped her arms around me. "You always think of me," she said softly. In that moment I felt proud, like I had done the right thing, like maybe this would fix what felt broken. But when she came back, something was off. Her smile didn't reach me anymore. Her phone lit up constantly, and she guarded it like a treasure. At night, when I reached for her, she turned away. I told myself not to overthink, but a voice inside me whispered, "You gave her space, but did you also give her an escape?" Looking back, I should have listened to that voice, because the truth was already there, hiding in plain sight, waiting for me to stumble right into it. The first real crack showed itself 3 days after she returned. I walked into the living room and saw her smiling at her phone, smiling in a way I hadn't seen in years, a soft blush, her eyes sparkling. "Who's that?" I asked lightly. She jumped, locked the screen, and slipped it under a pillow. "Just work." "Work? Since when did spreadsheets make you blush?" My chest tightened, but I forced a smile. Must be one hell of a project. She didn't laugh. She didn't even look up. That's when the voice in my head grew louder. "Something's wrong. You're losing her." Nights became worse. She turned her back in bed, clutching her phone under the blanket. Once, at 2 a.m., I heard her in the bathroom whispering, "I miss you already." I froze in the dark, my fists clenched against the sheets. Who was she talking to? My heart begged me to confront her, but my fear chained me down. If I asked and she admitted it, could I handle the truth? The next day I tried. Over breakfast I said, "You've been distracted. Is there something you want to tell me?" She didn't flinch. "You're imagining things." Imagining things. That phrase cut deep. Was I paranoid, or was she gaslighting me? That evening, when she said she needed fresh air, I followed at a distance. My pulse hammered as she walked toward a cafe. She slid into a corner booth, and then I saw him, tall, confident, smiling like he owned the world. And the way she looked at him, my wife, glowing, laughing, brushing her hair back nervously, felt like a knife twisting in my gut. I pulled out my phone and recorded, proof, evidence. But as I stood there in the shadows, I felt small, pathetic, like a stranger watching his own life collapse. She came home hours later, carrying a grocery bag as if nothing happened. I wanted to scream, "I saw you. I know everything." But instead I just stared. She kissed my cheek and whispered, "You worry too much." The audacity. Every day after that was torture. Her lies became smoother, her excuses sharper, and I became obsessed, checking her phone when she showered, memorizing her new passcode attempts, scrolling through receipts. But the worst part wasn't the cheating itself. It was how little she seemed to care if I noticed, as if my pain no longer mattered, as if I were already gone. One night, I finally broke. "Who is he?" I demanded, my voice cracked. "Tell me the truth." Her eyes darted away. "There's no one. Don't lie to me." I slammed my fist on the table. "I followed you. I saw you with him." Her lips trembled, but no words came out. Just silence. Silence that screamed louder than any confession. That silence was the death sentence of my marriage. But it also sparked something inside me, rage, cold and sharp. She thought she could play me for a fool. She thought I'd stay quiet. I whispered to myself that night, staring into the mirror, if she wants to play games, fine, I'll be the one to end them. The rain was coming down hard the night it all broke. She told me she was running to the store, her tone shaky, her eyes avoiding mine. I followed her, pulse pounding, headlights off as I trailed her car, but she didn't drive to a store. She drove straight to a hotel. I sat in the parking lot, gripping the steering wheel so tight my knuckles turned white. Minutes later, I saw him. He walked right up to her car, leaned in and kissed her like she belonged to him. My stomach turned. I should have left. But no, I needed to see it with my own eyes. I needed the kind of proof that would burn her excuses to ash. I walked into that hotel like a man possessed, demanded her room number at the desk, and pushed the door open without knocking. There she was, tangled in sheets, gasping when she saw me, and him, smirking like the devil had given him permission. "Really?" I said, my voice breaking. "This is what my love was worth to you?" "Please, let me explain," she stammered, clutching the blanket to her chest. "Explain," I barked a laugh. "Explain how I sent you to relax, and you found another man instead. Explain how every time you smiled at your phone, it was because of him." Her eyes filled with tears. "I didn't mean—" "Stop," I cut her off, pulling out my phone and hitting record. "Don't waste another lie. The world deserves to see you exactly as you are." Her face went pale. "You wouldn't dare." "Oh, I would," I said coldly. "You destroyed us. The least I can do is make sure you don't walk away clean." For a moment, silence suffocated the room. Her lover shifted uncomfortably, suddenly less confident under my gaze. I turned toward the door, my heart breaking, but my mind sharper than ever. She thinks this is the end. No, this is just the beginning of her downfall. Walking out of that hotel room was like dragging chains behind me. Every step felt heavy, but every breath felt clearer. I had seen the truth with my own eyes, and there was no coming back from it. The next morning, I didn't scream, didn't fight. I simply sent the video to her family, to her friends, and to the people she worked with. No captions, no explanations, just proof. Within hours, her phone lit up like a firestorm, calls, messages. Her mother showed up at our house, crying, asking me, how could she do this? I had no answers. I wasn't the one who needed to explain. Her world collapsed quickly. Her boss let her go under the guise of professionalism. Her friends distanced themselves, shaking their heads in quiet disgust. And the man she betrayed me with? He disappeared within weeks, leaving her with nothing but shame. One night she showed up at my door, mascara-streaked, eyes swollen. "You've ruined me," she sobbed. I looked at her, my voice steady. "No, I just took the mask off. You ruined yourself the moment you chose him over us." She begged me to forgive her, to try again, to pretend none of this had happened, but I couldn't. Love doesn't survive betrayal, it gets buried under it. Filing for divorce felt like closing a coffin. Painful, yes, but necessary, and as the papers were signed, I realized something. Revenge hadn't healed me. But it had freed me. Exposing her wasn't about cruelty, it was about reclaiming the dignity she thought she could strip away. Now I'm different, stronger, wiser, more careful about where I place my trust. And yet, sometimes late at night I ask myself, if the person you love most destroys you, is revenge justice, or is walking away the greater victory?